of healthy food to go located in Steenburg, New York. As always down here in Allegany, we would like to thank Kebby, Bomberry, and Goodies with 2 locations, one in Steenburg and one in downtown Salamanca. Check them out for some of the best goods at the best prices. We would like to thank CB's and Allegany Clark, more than your average dispensary. Stop in, it's like a lounge. They've got pool tables, arcade games, TVs, leather couches. Definitely worth a stop, located in Salamanca. We would like to thank Mark Stanton.
The middle, fakes the pass, now goes to Amos Whitcomb, doesn't find him. Lane Smith picks it up, misses wide. It'll be an over and back violation here against Allegany, as Tonawanda will take over, as the Allegany lineup is read here to the crowd inside the community center. A lot of familiar faces out there for Allegany, but we have some people making their championship debuts here this season. Patrick Timothy among one of them, along with Nate Kettle for Allegany, as it's my first time seeing both of them in the finals here this year. And now we see the Allegany captain, Jesse Jimerson, toss it over to Chris Cluchier. Cluchier has been dynamite for Allegany this postseason. 11 goals for him in the finals, 19 in his last 5 games, as Darius Anderson has it now. Anderson, watched here by Becker. Pushes it over the far side. Watts on a long shot that is saved by Watson. Fraser able to get the loose ball. Could be a chance here. Fraser with a shot, he scores! KBP pressured into the corner by Ray, able to escape him for a moment. Sends a high arcing pass out towards center that is controlled by Owen Hill. Now Waylon Abrams, stopped by Abrams. Good chance there for Kent Baker Prinup, but Goa Abrams makes the all-important save, but the penalty will be dished out here as Christian Watts will go sit for 2 or less. Watts, drafted by the Bandits in 2022, back in the 5th round, made his NLL debut with Buffalo, got to play with Halifax recently here as Baker Prinup takes a quick shot on Goa Abrams, who makes another nice save. Dana Ray tosses it forward here. George sends a long pass that will connect with Chris Cluchier. Cluchier going 1-on-2. With most guys, you don't like those odds, but Cluchier, with how he's been playing this year, he'll take those odds just about any time, and it works out. Allegany keeps possession, now in the stick of Amos Whitcomb. Whitcomb working on Jensen, now picked up by Ninham. Amos Whitcomb gets it back. Now Kobe with it. Kobe pushed back now. Jensen close on him. Amos winds, fires, deflected on the way. Goes off of a brave defender, says the officials. And possession will stay with Allegany as the Arrows have a chance to kill off another 30 seconds. Lane Smith in the middle. Watch closely here by Belter. Smith trying to get into some space. Picked up by a few different Braves. Now still fighting through the contact as that ball pinballs around. It will eventually be picked up by Zach Belter as Kobe Whitcomb will get a push in the back call going against him. Belter gave him a little fake there. I don't think Kobe wants that fight though, do you, Greg?
I don't think Kobe would ever back down, but I definitely, you could definitely see the size disparity down in the corner.
Size disparity, weight disparity, experience disparity. I don't know how many fights Kobe's been in his day, but I can imagine with Belter's frame, he's been in a few, as Gates Abrams blasts that one home, and we're all tied at 1.
Gates just working it around, so it looks like, and then actually throws the pass, but stepping down, kind of uses these two as a screen, able to get one on go. And how huge is that for Gates this early to be able to get that going, as opposed to the last game where he saw he got a little frustrated and wasn't quite able to get.
Huge not only for Gates, but for this entire Tonawanda team. They go as he goes. And for Gates Abrams, that is his 7th goal of the season. Gets a good seal here from distance and score. Sees well and makes the save on. Zach Belter picks the ball up in the crease and sends a long pass forward for Jason Chido. Chido tosses it over to Gates Abrams. Back for Chido. In the middle, he scores! Jason Chido off the excellent feed from Gates Abrams. Tonawanda slows the Allegany run as they only trail by 3. And Greg, how about this pass here from Gates Abrams to find Chido in the middle? Through all the sticks, what a nice feed that was.
We talked about the transition on this big floor, and Chido just showing us. He's got the speed, gets up there, dishes it off, sneaks between, and able to get by Sherman Williams, who I think is one of the best defenders in the league, so kudos to him.
Yeah, you gave Sherman Williams your early Defensive Player of the Year award on our last It Wobble show, in case you missed it, and I think that is an excellent choice, as Sherman has been very solid here for Allegany this season, just like this man has been for Tonawanda, as Taylor Jensen thinking he should have got a high stick call go his way. Doesn't happen. Now Hill in the middle, he scores!
My goodness. O-Dog, Owen Hill, an absolute phenom, and just streaking off the bench.
And just like that, Tonawanda has got 2 in a row, and they only trail by 2. Take another look at this feed in for Owen Hill, as I believe that was Nathan Grennan sending it Hill's way, and he made no mistake. 5th goal of the finals for O-Dog. Owen Hill, a former Can-Am scoring champion, and a man who had a tryout at one point in his professional career with the Halifax Thunderbirds. Got to get a look at the pro level like this man, Gates Abrams, did, but Go Abrams able to make the save. Amos Whitcomb with it as he'll toss it now to Chris Cluchier. The 3-time NLL World Champion, Chris Cluchier, has the ball in his stick. Waits, takes a shot, misses wide. Loose ball picked up. Watts over to Cluchier, stepping into the middle. Back for Watts. Down low, Smith scores! What a display of passing from the Allegany Arrows. Cluchier to Watts to Lane Smith on the back door, as here by Go Abrams, as Grennan looking for that 5-hole. Ray able to toss it forward for Jimerson. Now Amos Whitcomb has it at the blue line, as he'll step forward and pass it back for Kettle. Now Darius Anderson over to Christian Watts, starting to drive, spins into the middle, flips it for Whitcomb. Picked up here by Belter, ball is down. Lazor swinging his stick out there, trying to get the Lucy. Unable to do so, but allows for Kelvin Jonathan to pick it up. Now Brayley Abrams flips it back. Cam Seneca, 2 D guys forward here for Tonawanda. Patterson goes for a far post shot, but misses wide. Patterson has provided some good production here in the finals for Tonawanda. 3 goals for him in this series, as he's somebody that played a lot of defense throughout the regular season, but has been willing to step up and play some O here in the finals. And I'm sure Tonawanda has been very happy with the production they've seen so far, as now they turn it over. Fraser with it. Becker hanging all over him. Fraser somehow keeps it. Cluchier steps into the middle. Behind the back shot blocked in front.
Man, that would have been the best highlight probably on Blue Squatch after that pass.
You could do the whole sequence there, as I almost want to say that shot hit Lane Smith on its way to the net. Now Grennan in front, just misses. So tough for Nathan Grennan there. The lefty going away from his strong side, trying to go back across his body and tuck it in that bottom right corner, especially with the big man Goa Abrams cutting down the angle. But he does just miss. Now Cluchier goes over to Miller. Gets a good pick here. Miller with a shot, he scores! It's Miller time here in Allegany. Zach Miller has his first of the game.
And just like everything else, not a man that wants to be seen on camera, just runs off, says, I'll do my job, score a couple goals here. And what about the speed and how well he has been fitting into this offense here?
Oh yeah, Zach Miller, someone that is oh so beloved here in Allegany, works great there with Chris Cluchier among the entire offense as Patterson right off the draw looking for a chance, but guess who? Sherman Williams knocks the ball free. And you mentioned there for a moment Zach Miller wanting to just get off the floor, go about his business. He's somebody that maybe doesn't always want all the praise and all the accolades, but they're going to give it to him anyways because he has deserved it as Fraser. Looking for his Sports Center clip, doesn't quite get it here. Jake Lazor says, not on my watch. Now Miller passes it back. Watts fakes the shot. Here's Miller, all kinds of room. Miller, stopped by Lazor. Loose ball, Lazor and Miller fighting for it. Ends up out in front, popped up by Brayley Abrams. Who's gonna come away with it? It's Tonawanda's Keenan Nittam. Nittam takes a heavy slash here from Darius Anderson as he'll look for an option and head off the floor. Lost his mitt, goes back to get it. And now we'll head to the bench as Patterson takes over. Patterson goes cross floor with the pass. Return feed, takes the shot here, just misses. Hill gets a pick from Waylon Abrams. Goes to Waylon off the pick, can't handle the pass. Loose ball, scooped up now by Ray. Dana Ray. Dana Ray thinks that the shot clock's still counting down against Tonawanda as they gave Allegany a reset and it would have been an 8-second call. So Ray missed that one and possession will be awarded to Allegany as we have a man down coming off the bench, Lane Smith here on the Patterson penalty. And man, oh man, I am disappointed in myself for missing that one because this could be a big moment here late in the first period. Fraser rips it wide. Cluchier gets the rebound. Miller down low. Smith stopped by Lazor. And here we will could see a bit of Lane Smith on the floor as must have been a heavy collision with Patterson as he's sitting in the sin bin, so he was the guilty party there and will be there for just under 4 more minutes as Lazor airing it out here. Caught by Terry. Great play by Zach Terry to keep possession here for Tonawanda. Seneca finds Terry now in the corner. Terry going around the net. One hand on his stick. Terry trying to kill some time here. Passes it up top for Owen Hill. Hill, the lefty. Watched by Williams. Stepping in, takes a right-handed shot there that goes wide. And it will be a shot clock violation against the Tonawanda Braves with 1:23 remaining here in the first period of play. Allegany up by 4. And they still have another 3 minutes and 22 seconds on this 5-minute power play. Lane Smith, good to see him back out there. Miller. Fraser goes down low for Cluchier, scores! Behind the backdoor feed from Chase Fraser to hit Chris Cluchier on the doorstep. Get another look at this. Man, oh man.
Wow. All the way across the crease, through traffic, and able to bury it. Wow.
And the fact that Chase Fraser can throw that ball behind the back, through traffic, and be as accurate as he
Right
is
into Cluchier's stick
is incredible.
Yeah, that was amazing.
You can tell he practices those. Amos Whitcomb, Miller just over. 2-on-1 that developed right in for Allegany. Now if the Arrows can tack on one more here on this 5-minute major, that would really show how costly those penalties are. Tonawanda's had trouble with that all season, and it has continued here into the finals. Belter just sends this one long here Gates Abrams off the bench picks it up, trying to put it over for KBP, but the pass deflected. Darius Anderson getting his stick in the way. Baker Printup not content to let this one go. Still fighting hard for it, but it ends up in the stick of Goa Abrams, who will outlet forward here with 19.2 remaining here in the first period of play. Timeout called by the Allegany Arrows. And during this timeout, let's take a quick look here at the updated Can-Am Lacrosse League playoff bracket as it stands currently. The Allegany Arrows hold a 2-1 lead over the Tonawanda Braves, who trail in this game by 4 and got their work cut out for them, Greg, if they want to make a comeback, don't they?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, not easy. You see they switched goalies, trying to shake some things up. They came in, Lazor had to make a couple spectacular saves, but they haven't given him a ton of help. They've left him out there a couple times. Really, the question, I think, is can the defense shut down this Allegany offense, which they had been able to throughout the year, but really is on fire now. I mean, at the right time, peaking when you want to.
Absolutely, Greg, as this Arrows offense seems to just have a whole bunch of tricks up their sleeve that they are.
Down here in Allegany, we would like to thank Kebby, Bomberry, and Goodies with 2 locations, one in Steenburg and one in downtown Salamanca. Check them out for some of the best goods at the best prices. We would like to thank CB's and Allegany Clark, more than your average dispensary. Stop in, it's like a lounge. They've got pool tables, arcade games, TVs, leather couches. Definitely worth a stop, located in Salamanca. We would like to thank Mark Stanton and Higher Society for the sponsorship and bringing these games to you all. Check them out, located at 38 Main Street in Salamanca or another location in Tonawanda, New York. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be doing these streams. Please tell them Blue Squad sent you and how much you appreciated being able to watch this stream. We would like to thank Blooming Nutrition for the sponsorship of this game. Blooming Nutrition offers clean energy drinks, protein shakes, protein coffees, and a variety of healthy food to go, located in Steenburg, New York. As always, down here in Allegany, we would like to thank Kebby, Bomberry, and Goodies with 2 locations, one in Steenburg and one in downtown Salamanca. Check them out for some of the best goods at the best prices. We would like to thank CB's and Allegany Clark, more than your average dispensary. Stop in, it's like a lounge. They've got pool tables, arcade games, TVs, leather couches. Definitely worth a stop, located in Salamanca. We would like to thank Mark Stanton and Higher Society for the sponsorship and bringing these games to you all. Check them out, located at 38 Main Street in Salamanca or another location in Tonawanda, New York. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be doing these streams. Please tell them Blue Squad sent you and how much you appreciated being able to watch this stream. We would like to thank Blooming Nutrition for the sponsorship of this game. Blooming Nutrition offers clean energy drinks, protein shakes, protein coffees, and a variety of healthy food to go, located in Steenburg, New York. As always, down here in Allegany, we would like to thank Kebby, Bomberry, and Goodies with 2 locations, one in Steenburg and one in downtown Salamanca. Check them out for some of the best goods at the best prices. We would like to thank CB's and Allegany Clark, more than your average dispensary. Stop in, it's like a lounge. They've got pool tables, arcade games, TVs, leather couches. Definitely worth a stop, located in Salamanca. We would like to thank Mark Stanton and Higher Society. We would like to thank Blooming Nutrition for the sponsorship of this game. Blooming Nutrition offers clean energy drinks, protein shakes, protein coffees, and a variety of healthy food to go, located in Steenburg, New York. As always, down here in Allegany, we would like to thank Kebby, Bomberry, and Goodies with 2 locations, one in Steenburg and one in downtown Salamanca. Check them out for some of the best goods at the best prices. We would like to thank CB's and Allegany Clark, more than your average dispensary. Stop in, it's like a lounge. They've got pool tables, arcade games, TVs, leather couches. Definitely worth a stop, located in Salamanca. We would like to thank Mark Stanton and Higher Society for the sponsorship and bringing these games to you all. Check them out, located at 38 Main Street. Without them, we wouldn't be doing these streams. Please tell us you appreciated being able to watch this. Stream.
Clock still on the board. Anthony top goes over to Watts, who blasts it into the bottom right corner. What a rip from Chris. Bottom right corner. What a rip from Christian Watts to give Allegany their 9th goal of the game. Watts picking up his 2nd of the night, 3rd of the finals. As here we'll get another look at it. Fraser goes to Watts, just wraps it around his defender into the bottom right corner. You couldn't even see the hole from that perspective, Greg, but Christian Watts did. What a shot from him.
The stick has eyes, and that's an expert example of it. Our camera angle's looking pretty much at the angle he had and had to reach out past it.
That, and sometimes that ball has eyes too, as Zach Miller looking to keep the arrows rolling here. Cluchier misses wide on the shot. Whitcomb trying to keep that one in front of him, gets a piece of it, and it goes right to Chris Cluchier. Now Zach Miller stepping into the middle, goes to Cluchier. Cluchier stopped by Lazor. Good right arm save by Jake Lazor to deny Chris Cluchier of his hat trick goal. Right now, it doesn't seem to matter who's scoring them for Allegany, as the Arrows just have that magic touch right now. Kobe Whitcomb, he's had a good postseason. Goes down low. Kettle with the shot, he scores! No! Believe it did go in, but I want to say Kettle was in the crease. We'll get another look at it here. Ooh, man. That must have stayed out because Kettle looked pretty clean to me. And we'll have to credit Jake Lazor with the save, because his feet definitely looked clean. Now Waylon Abrams from distance, blocked in front. Anderson has the loose ball, looking for an option. Lane Smith off the bench, takes the shot, stopped by Lazor. Arrows looking to play quick there, but Jake Lazor was ready for it and makes a save. Tonawanda looking to do the same. Gates Abrams plays it over to Owen Hill. Now Terry. Back for Gates Abrams. Gates still with it. Stopped by Goa Abrams. Gates looking for that 5-hole on Goa, but Goa Abrams ready to make the save. Here's Patrick Timothy on a break. Timothy's shot is deflected in front. Loose ball picked up by Amos Whitcomb. No reset here. 10 remaining on the shot clock. Cluchier. Miller with it. Takes the shot, just misses wide. Shot clock violation officially here, as Terry will pick it up and look to start the possession for Tonawanda. Belter nearly able to get that pass. Gates Abrams trying to find him, but Belter having some trouble with it. Terry tied up with an arrow down at the other end of the floor. Amos Whitcomb driving in, but into the crease went Amos Whitcomb, and now it looks like a penalty is going to be handed out from behind the play, and it will be an unsportsmanlike penalty going against Allegany's Kyle Gonciorek, as he will head to the penalty box. I believe he was the man tied up with Zach Terry there that led to the penalty call. And we will now have the Tonawanda power play back out on the floor, trailing by 6. And Greg, I'd say this is a must-score opportunity here for Tonawanda. Right as
you would think so for momentum, but right there, why I recommend Sherman Williams being the tank and the paint man defender of the year with a pick off right there.
Picks off Jake Lazor's behind the back pass. Rolls one over to Cluchier, who's having some trouble with it. So is Corey Becker as it goes into the corner. Becker now able to control it, but sends a pass forward that is just a bit in front of Chido, and he can't get to it. Sloppy here from Tonawanda, and with the extra attacker on the floor on the power play, you cannot be this sloppy in turning the ball over like that, because all of a sudden we're almost approaching a minute left in the Ganciorek penalty. Fraser finds Miller, takes a shot from a low angle that Jake Lazor read the whole way. Now Corey Becker bringing it up along the near boards. Becker will flip it to Gates Abrams. Here is Gates. Now Grennan looking for a shot. Back to Gates Abrams. Over Patterson, stopped by Goa. Long pass here. Connects. Jimerson has it. Jimerson goes to Lane Smith, who loses control right at the last second. Might have got it on target anyways, as he does get a reset, but man, oh man, what a sequence there. Jimerson thought about going for goal, decides to pass it off, nearly works out. Amos Whitcomb. Opportunity here, takes the quick shot that Jake Lazor read and makes the save. Now here comes Tonawanda's Keenan Ninham. Gates Abrams working on Geddes. Into the middle, Grennan. Spinning away from Timothy, picked up by Taylor. Grennan goes to Gates Abrams. Gates has Ganciorek all over him, who's out of the penalty box. Ends up turning it over here as Geddes takes it away. Now Anderson, 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Cluchier off the bench, stopped by Lazor.
Lazor's one of those goalies too, he just makes highlight saves.
What a nice highlight left chicken wing save from Jake Lazor to deny Chris Cluchier of the opportunity. And here is Cluchier again, looking for Watts on the back door, can't find. About that right here, Patterson just misses on the shot, goes off of a post and out of play. So possession will stay here with Tonawanda. Owen Hill goes over to Gates Abrams. Abrams trying to get in. Abrams takes the shot, stopped by Go Abrams. Anderson will calmly bring the ball up the floor here for Allegany. Darius Anderson tosses it over to Amos Whitcomb. Whitcomb spins away, looks for a shot here, and he scores. No crease violation. Great move by Amos Whitcomb to get the opportunity, but he strolls into the crease, says our official. Let's take another look at it, and it does appear that that left foot came down before the ball crossed the line as Chido rips it wide of the net, over and back the call, but Amos Whitcomb nearly with the 12th Arrows goal of the game. He hasn't scored one yet in this game, but 4 for him in the finals so far, as his production has been important for Allegany throughout this postseason. Watts trying to find Fraser in the middle, can't do so here. Taken away, Homer. Thought he had a break, but knew he wasn't going to win a race against Xavier Taylor, especially with Taylor a few steps ahead of him. So he decides to run over into safe territory and pass it off to Nathan Grennan. Grennan has Taylor all over him, who gives him a high cross check, and now Grennan had another man all over. And try and to Tonawanda, as our officials will let the goalies go and get a water break while we got some perspiration down on the floor needing to be taken care of. And while our great crew here does that, we will give all you fine folks a look here at the upcoming schedule here in the Can-Am Lacrosse League Championship Series. Game number 5, we know for sure, will be Monday, August 11th at 8 p.m. down at Logan Field. Be sure to come out and watch that game in person, or tune in if you can't make it to Logan Field. Game number 6, if necessary, will be here on Thursday, August 14th at 8 p.m. inside the Allegany Community Center. However, if we're going to get to Game 6, Tonawanda has to win. Got their 4th. Looking to go for 5 right here and cut the lead down. Hill takes a shot and scores! There it is for O-Dog, Owen Hill. That ball had eyes as Hill has his 2nd, and Tonawanda has their 5th goal of the game.
O-Dog, yeah, you said it best right there. O-Dog, Owen Hill. Steps up when they need him to. He did in the first with that one. And there he is, jogging off the floor.
A good look at Owen Hill as he gets his 6th goal of the finals. Tonawanda looking for more. Homer stopped here by Goa Abrams.
Almost hit the top of that 5-hole, though.
That's where he was aiming for. Now Gates just misses wide. Mason Homer, one of the late season pickups for the Tonawanda Braves. Former Onondaga Red Hawk. Played his collegiate lacrosse for Lindenwood. Out of Lafayette High School, a former Lancer, as Lane Smith lets the shot go. Able to get his own rebound and the fresh shot clock. Watts all alone, stopped by Lazor. Chido presses Whitcomb up against the glass, but possession will stay here with Allegany. Whitcomb bounces it over to Miller. Watched here by Homer. Anderson comes in and sets an illegal pick. That'll result in a turnover. Jensen looking to go quickly here. Passes it to no one as it will go behind the net and be picked up by Rudy George. And that's another example, Greg, of just some of the sloppy play we've seen out of Tonawanda in this one. This is a Braves team that is much better than that, but they have had quite a few turnovers like that in this game.
Yeah, definitely not what you need if you're going to try to win a championship game.
Amos Whitcomb rips it here, stopped by Lazor. Loose ball, scooped up by Fraser. Fraser gets to the front of the net, saved by Lazor.
Man, I love watching Jake Lazor play.
Jake Lazor doing the most back there. Now Steinbeck Parker here with Gates Abrams, stopped by Goa. Gates gets the rebound, takes it and scores! Gates Abrams never gonna give up on a play as he's got his 2nd of the game. Here you'll get to see him and Avery Steinbeck Parker on the 2-on-1. Initial shot was stopped. 2nd attempt, not so much. As Gates Abrams blasted it right into the 5-hole there. Goa makes the save and now rips it about hip high to beat Goa Abrams for the 6th Tonawanda goal of the game, and that has forced a timeout to be called by Billy D. Smith and his Allegany Arrows squad, as Billy D. not wanting to let Tonawanda build up the momentum and go on a run of their own, makes the decision to call timeout here. Do you like that call here, Greg?
100%. They're getting on a run. We talked about it earlier. They hadn't been able to put it together. They'd been breaking it up with Allegany, getting some goals in between, which really helps. And I mean that, they get 2 quick ones. Here we go. Gates is getting fired up. Once you start getting those hot sticks going and you know these guys can move the ball around like that, the transition's on. We talked about it earlier, transition being such a big thing here. The Braves hadn't been able to get it going. This is a huge arena compared to Tonawanda, and I guess that answers the question. We know they can. You watch Avery Steinbeck Parker flying up the floor. He definitely has the ability, showing he has the speed. I think you definitely got to take that time out there and try to put things in check. That being said, like you said, they had to score there to win. Now they've gotten 2. How do you like their odds for coming back?
A lot better now than only a few moments ago, as the score 11-6 in favor of the Allegany Arrows. Tonawanda, though, starting to go on a bit of a run as they have notched a few in a row here. Cluchier trying to stop it, but Jake Lazor says no. Mason Homer bringing it up the floor for the Braves. Homer gonna leave it here for Owen Hill. Hill looking for an option, has Gates Abrams all the way on the other side of the floor. Gates feeling it, stopped here by Goa. Abrams outlets, Anderson Smith scores! Lane Smith from Darius Anderson and Goa Abrams as those three link up for Smith's hat trick goal. And this is how you answer if you're Allegany.
Absolutely, right out of the timeout, a laser pass, and Lane somehow picks it up, and there is like no time. That's in his stick, he's firing it. Boom, camera. Shout out Charity Beecher getting that caught, but look at Lane, pumped as he should be, gives it around there, and definitely making that timeout look like a smart decision.
Now, do you think that's what their offensive head coach Zed Williams drew up in the timeout? Because, man, oh man, those are both some great creative minds on that bench, but I don't even think they could have drawn it up like that. That was too perfect for Lane Smith and the Allegany Arrows as they have their 12th, and they're doubling up the Braves right now.
Maybe
Chance here.
Oh.
Belter had a tough time handling the pass from Steinbeck Parker, and he can't keep control. Taken away here by Sherman Williams.
And Whitcomb and Belter still talking a little bit back and forth as they're playing.
3-on-2, Kobe Whitcomb, stopped by Lazor. Now Jake Lazor gonna let it fly, has Gates down the floor, bounces into his stick, flips it for Grennan, stopped by Goa. Now Grennan trying to fight for the loose ball here, 1-on-2. Doesn't get to it, Darius Anderson has it. Now this could be dangerous. Patrick Timothy in transition. Timothy looking for Fraser off the bench, can't find him. Fraser gets it off the boards though. Lane Smith has it in his stick. But Lane Smith is got the hot stick. Look out. Amos Whitcomb has got a hot stick too as he beats Jake Lazor for the 13th Allegany goal of the game.
Beautiful shot. Just sprints across the top. Realizes he's got his hands free. Steps down into it. I'm not sure if Lazor got a piece of that one or not. Maybe, but beautiful rip from Amos Whitcomb. And they've responded great since then. We talked about this earlier. Tonawanda got to be able to stop these runs. Looks like we're going to go back with Joel Watson coming in. But, I mean, Tonawanda's got to respond here.
And now looking over at the Tonawanda bench, one of their assistant coaches, Tony Henderson, none too pleased with something that he saw with the officiating crew as he was giving him a stern talking to over at the bench. Our officials just get back into their spot while Joel Watson makes the long walk to the lonely end of the rink here inside of the Allegany Community Center. 7:44 remaining in this game. 13-6 the score in favor of the Allegany Arrows. And Greg, I thought Lazor did well coming into this game, but you could see the shots were starting to find the back of the net, and it might be time for a change.
Absolutely.
D'Amico loses his bucket here as he was sandwiched in between Xavier Taylor and Kyle Ganciorek.
To steal something from the comments, X going to give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
Give it to him.
As he did right there. D'Amico, one tough customer though, is he's not even phased staying on that bench as Taylor will head to the penalty box. 2 minutes or less for Xavier Taylor, as there you see it, no doubt about it. A high stick, the call, as he caught D'Amico up high, so much so, knocked the helmet right off, as that made it that much easier for our officials to make the decision, as Patterson gonna rip it here from downtown, but just misses wide. Now Williams looking for a break here as Patterson going back, and we all know he can play some solid defense. So can this man, Jesse Jimerson. Jimerson fakes the pass, still has it. Now goes to Miller in the corner. Miller watched by Becker. Tosses it up for Anderson.
Got a lot of pressure over on that side.
Who is in plenty of room here, as yes, you are right, Greg. A lot of pressure brought onto the far side here, as Tonawanda knows Chris Cluchier, one of the most dangerous players on the floor. They were watching him very closely as he did take the shot. Watson makes the save. Now Gates Abrams passes it off, gets it right back. Now Grennan, Hill, Man in the middle. Baker Printup misses wide. Gates looking for it. Ends up in the stick of Patterson. Patterson goes over for Grennan, who just misses. Now Patterson loses his mitt. Passes it over to Hill. Lucky didn't get an equipment call. Now Gates with it in the middle. As Patterson steps in, face dodge, takes the shot and scores. There it is for Anthony Patterson as he's got his second of the game, fifth of the series. Nice move there for Patterson.
Kent Baker Printup with a beautiful seal. Watch him spin around down here and gets just underneath him. Sets a beautiful screen and in he goes.
Perfect seal from Kent Baker Printup. Good awareness from Patterson to recognize the screen coming. Use it perfectly. Had a lane right to the net as he buries it for their seventh goal of the game.
KBP, the KVP of that one.
As off the draw here, Patrick Timothy flips it over for Chase Fraser. Gonna chase after it into the corner. Watched by Jensen. Fraser tied up with Jensen, now able to break free. Homer right onto him. And I think they're gonna call a ward on Chase Fraser there. That'll lead to the turnover. I know number 8 in yellow not gonna be too pleased with that call, but our officials had a good look at it, so we will trust their judgment as Hill is denied here by Go Abrams. Zach Terry gets the loose ball. Terry has some room. Terry scores!
And Go a big save on Owen Hill with the fingertips, kind of like that in the semis there to get himself into the World Games, but not much he can do on the reset. We talked about this earlier. Allegany's so good at him, but Zach Terry just sprinting across the top. And how huge is it for this man to get on the board?
That is critical for Zach Terry to get going. We all know, if you've seen him throughout the regular season, that when he is on, Zach Terry can score in bunches. And this finals has, no doubt about it, been tough for him. Only his second goal of the championship series. And if I know Zach Terry, I think he'll tell you himself that he's got to have a few more. As Kobe Whitcomb thinking about a shot here, maybe that is just what he needed. Now Whitcomb nearly able to beat Watson there as he had it off the glass, had the whole net to shoot at, but just missed. Now Kobe with it again, but a shot clock violation is the call as it never caught a piece of Watson. So possession to Tonawanda. Braley Abrams.
Whitcomb and Belter, I'm sure exchanging pleasantries as they were getting off to the bench.
Just discussing dinner plans for after the game as Nathan Grennan looks to go to work. Grennan has Gates Abrams. Abrams takes an outside shot that misses wide and goes up and out of play.
Terry stays on the floor to pressure Geddes.
Speed versus speed here. Terry against Geddes, and he knocks the ball free. Great stick check from Zach Terry to knock it free, but Geddes gets it back. That's the hard-nosed, gritty work put in by Jeff Geddes to never let the loose ball go, and it pays off. Amos Whitcomb buries it, his second of the game, and Allegany's got another.
Wow. Everything there seemed like it started to go the Braves' way. Geddes stays relentless, gets on it, keeps moving across, and just look at all the movement going on here. They can't keep up with Amos Whitcomb, and Amos inside. You got to like your odds down there when you've got that young man. So his stick even starting to heat up here in the finals.
Second of the game for Amos Whitcomb, sixth of the finals. But Greg, how about that work and how about that effort from Jeff Geddes to make sure he had the loose ball, stuck with it, and kept the possession for his team. Fraser with a good feed as well to give Allegany their 14th goal of the game. Hill starting to drive in, quickly closed down here by Dana Ray. Over to the far side of the floor. Baker Printup flips it for Gates Abrams. Behind the back looking for Grennan. Those two don't connect. Hill trying to get the loose ball here, but Darius Anderson not going to let him as he allows for Jimerson to pick it up. Jimerson's return feed doesn't connect. Anderson going to try and pick it up in the corner. And amidst the pressure from Chido, able to secure it as the Allegany offense will go to work. Kobe Whitcomb trying to find Kettle in the middle. Ball misses him. Cluchier has it off the boards. Cluchier over to Fraser. Time and room, misses wide. Rebound, shuffle shot misses. Second attempt, they score.
Wow, Nate Kettle, somebody asked if he was in, making a statement there. Chase Fraser with that shot, but what a pickup off the end boards to be able to react like that. That behind the little backhand flip, that is not in Nate Kettle's stick for more than a tenth of a second.
It couldn't have been, or else Watson would have been there. The quick release for Nate Kettle as he picks up his second goal of the game. And we will have a goalie water break on the floor. What a play that was, as Fraser took the initial shot, missed wide, gets his own rebound, shuffle shot, misses wide, falls fortuitously right into the stick of Nate Kettle. You'll get to see it once again here. 3 straight shots, as a matter of fact, there on that sequence for Allegany, capped off by Nate Kettle's second goal of the game and second goal of the championship series. If there were some folks wondering if he was in the lineup, this is his finals debut this season. As this is the first game we're getting to see Nate Kettle. Was hoping he was all right and everything was all good with him, because I was really wondering where Nate Kettle was. He is a mainstay here in this Allegany lineup, back now and hopefully here to stay. Hopefully is this man, Amos Whitcomb. He is electric. Over to Miller, who scores!
Zach Miller, absolutely rocket.
Everything going Allegany's way right now. The Arrows extend the lead, and they're doubling up the Braves 16-8. Amos Whitcomb, great cross-floor pass, and Zach Miller rips it low for his second goal of the game, third of the finals. And how about that feed from Amos Whitcomb? And I'll tell you what, Greg, it is not at all hard to see why that man is a Great Dane.
100%. Love seeing him. Yeah, it's great to see it, and to see these guys playing with this offense, it just really makes them that much more of a prospect coming out next year.
For Amos Whitcomb in the finals so far, 6 goals for him, the product of UAlbany, playing over in the America East Conference this past season in 18 games. 14 goals for him, 16 points in his UAlbany career. 63 games played, 1 goal short of 50, and he has 70 career points. But talking about the man who scored that goal, Nate Kettle, second of the game, the product of Russell Sage College, and of course out of Salamanca High School. Kettle had a strong Prezi in the 6 games he played last year. 7 points for him, as we're having an extended conversation over at the bench.
It's kind of like everything here. Really, it's a family affair. So when you talk about Nate Kettle, you got, his dad Carl's over on the bench. You talk about the Miller family. Ben, unfortunately, is going to be out with an injury. Definitely one he's not coming back from anytime soon. It's one thing I really think more people should appreciate, too. These guys have full-time jobs. You get injured playing this, and now it's tough to work. So, I mean, that kind of stuff takes, it does happen.
Affects the whole rest of your life.
It really does. So, I mean, really a family affair here, and you can see why they play so hard for each other.
Ball down and face-off being battled here and scooped up by Ganciarek. Pops out of his stick for a moment now with Taylor. Over to Fraser, has a seal. Trying to go back for Xavier Taylor, but it skims off his stick right in the direction of Nate Kettle. Fraser off the pass from Kettle. Looking. Goes to Watts. Fakes. Now passes. Cluchier. Or Anderson, excuse me. Anderson takes the shot, and he scores!
It doesn't seem like they can miss.
The Arrows have the Midas touch here tonight. 17th goal of the game for Allegany. This one coming from Darius Anderson, his first of the night, first of the finals. And how about that shot there from Darius Anderson? Overhand left-handed rip that beats Watson. And right now it doesn't matter which goalie is in the net for Tonawanda. The Arrows have brought their shooting sticks here tonight, and they have put up 17, and we're not even done with 2 periods of play. Greg, game number 3 we thought was a blowout. That game was 15-6. This game already more goals than that here for Allegany, and I don't think the Arrows are showing any signs of stopping. Here's Amos Whitcomb off the draw, stopped by Watson. Loose ball scooped up here by Xavier Taylor, and it will be a fresh 30 for Allegany. Lane Smith fakes, takes the shot, goes up and out of play, off the ceiling here, and last touch by a Brave. So possession stays with the Arrows. Kobe Whitcomb matched up with Cam Seneca. Now working with Homer. Whitcomb takes a rip, saved by Watson. Now Watson gonna outlet. Homer, the target, runs onto it, but the ball goes off.
You can just see the frustration. He's like, it's just so close.
Went off the bottom part of the head of his stick as he'll slam his stick on the bench, showing the frustration as Jimerson denied on the doorstep. We've seen Jesse Jimerson get some highlight reel goals like that before, but Joel Watson saying not on my watch. Watts goes cross floor, shot on, stopped by Watson.
I love seeing the D guys get up, take a couple shifts, set some screens. Speaking of which, Avery Steinbeck Parker coming up the floor. What's he gonna do? Shot,
Save made by Goa Abrams as the shot out of the stick of Avery Steinbeck Parker had Jensen running with him, went in to set a screen. As lookout, ball nearly ends up hitting Zed Williams on the bench, but Lane Smith says, "Are you all right? I'll make sure I take care of that. No worries." As now Cluchier looking to let the shot go. Passes it instead. Amos Whitcomb with a nifty shot, but Joel Watson makes a save. Now Brayley Abrams has Gates. Last second shot here denied by Goa Abrams. And man, oh man, what a period this was for the Allegany Arrows. The score at the end of 1, 8-3 in favor of Allegany. At the end of 2, 17-8 in favor of the Arrows. A 9-goal period for Allegany as they are piling it on right now. Tonawanda's been a good third period team throughout the postseason. They're going to have to be a great third period team if they want to get back into this game and exit here with a win, because right now, Greg, it is all Allegany, and the Arrows are looking like they're going to end this game up 3-1.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's been a long day. NAMLA Championships, I saw a lot of the Braves players and coaches there. They all have kids that are playing. Yeah, it's going to be tough. When you brought up that point of we have more goals before the second period was over than we had all last game, I think that's enough said. And, I mean, Tonawanda's got to step it up, and I don't think you can shut Allegany out for a period, but I don't see any way of winning this game letting up more than 1 or 2 goals.
In game number 1, it was 4-2 in favor of Tonawanda in the third period. Despite the loss, then Tonawanda outscored Allegany 3-2 in game number 2, allowing them to get the win. However, game number 3 was a different story, 7-1 in the third period in favor of Allegany. The Braves gave up more third period goals in that game than they did throughout the entirety of the postseason leading up to it, and can't have a third period.
We would like to thank Blooming Nutrition for the sponsorship of this game. Blooming Nutrition offers clean energy drinks, protein shakes, protein coffees, and a variety of healthy food to go, located in Steenburg, New York. As always down here in Allegany, we would like to thank Kebby, Bomberry, and Goodies with 2 locations, one in Steenburg and one in downtown Salamanca. Check them out for some of the best goods at the best prices. We would like to thank CB's and Allegany Clark, more than your average dispensary. Stop in, it's like a lounge. They've got pool tables, arcade games, TVs, leather couches. Definitely worth a stop, located in Salamanca. We would like to thank Mark Stanton and Higher Society for the sponsorship and bringing these games to you all. Check them out, located at 38 Main Street in Salamanca or another location in Tonawanda, New York. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be doing these streams. Please tell them Blue Squad sent you and how much you appreciated being able to watch this stream. We would like to thank Blooming Nutrition for the sponsorship of this game. Blooming Nutrition offers clean energy drinks, protein shakes, protein coffees, and a variety of healthy food to go, located in Steenburg, New York. As always, down here in Allegany, we would like to thank Kebby, Bomberry, and Goodies with 2 locations, one in Steenburg and one in downtown Salamanca. Check them out for some of the best goods at the best prices. We would like to thank CB's and Allegany Clark, more than your average dispensary. Stop in, it's like a lounge. They've got pool tables, arcade games, TVs, leather couches. Definitely worth a stop, located in Salamanca. We would like to thank Mark Stanton and Higher Society for the sponsorship and bringing these games to you all. Check them out, located at 38 Main Street in Salamanca or another location in Tonawanda, New York. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be doing these streams. Please tell them Blue Squad sent you and how much you appreciated being able to watch this stream. We would like to thank Blooming Nutrition for the sponsorship of this game. Blooming Nutrition offers clean energy drinks, protein shakes, protein coffees, and a variety of healthy food to go, located in Steenburg, New York. As always, down here in Allegany, we would like to thank Kebby, Bomberry, and Goodies with 2 locations, one in Steenburg and one in downtown Salamanca. Check them out for some of the best goods at the best prices. We would like to thank CB's and Allegany Clark, more than your average dispensary. Stop in, it's like a lounge. They've got pool tables, arcade games, TVs, leather couches. Definitely worth a stop, located in Salamanca. We would like to thank Mark Stanton and Higher Society for the sponsorship and bringing these games to you all. Check them out, located at 38 Main Street in Salamanca or another location in Tonawanda, New York. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be doing these streams. Please tell them Blue Squad sent you and how much you appreciated being able to watch this stream. We would like to thank Blooming Nutrition for the sponsorship of this game. Blooming Nutrition offers clean energy drinks, protein shakes, protein coffees, and a variety of healthy food to go, located in Steenburg, New York. As always, down here in Allegany, we would like to thank Kebby, Bomberry, and Goodies with 2 locations, one in Steenburg and one in downtown Salamanca. Check them out for some of the best goods at the best prices. We would like to thank CB's and Allegany Clark, more than your average dispensary. Stop in, it's like a lounge. They've got pool tables, arcade games, TVs, leather couches. Definitely worth a stop, located in Salamanca. We would like to thank Mark Stanton and Higher Society for the sponsorship and bringing these games to you all. Check them out, located at 38 Main Street in Salamanca or another location in Tonawanda, New York. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be doing these streams. Please tell them Blue Squad sent you and how much you appreciated being able to watch this stream. We would like to thank Blooming Nutrition for the sponsorship of this game. Blooming Nutrition offers clean energy drinks, protein shakes, protein coffees, and a variety of healthy food to go, located in Steenburg, New York. As always, down here in Allegany, we would like to thank Kebby, Bomberry, and Goodies with 2 locations, one in Steenburg and one in downtown Salamanca. Check them out for some of the best goods at the best prices. We would like to thank CB's and Allegany Clark, more than your average dispensary. Stop in, it's like a lounge. They've got pool tables, arcade games, TVs, leather couches. Definitely worth a stop, located in Salamanca. We would like to thank Mark Stanton and Higher Society for the sponsorship and bringing these games to you all. Check them out, located at 38 Main Street in Salamanca, or another location in Tonawanda, New York. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be doing these streams. Please tell them Blue Squad sent you and how much you appreciated being able to watch this stream.
Alrighty, we are about set to get back and underway here. Third and final period of action. As me and Trevor were talking about beforehand, they really need to get moving if they want to come back. I don't think anybody in the arena believes that they cannot come back, but they need to start this uphill climb right away, and I think the biggest challenge is going to be shutting down the Allegany offense.
You're absolutely right, Greg. This Allegany offense has been firing on all cylinders here in this one, and they have shown no signs of stopping. Well, let's see if that changes here now that we are underway in the third period of play between the Allegany Arrows and the Tonawanda Braves. Here's Christian Watts, who answers that question right away. A blast from the slot from Christian Watts as he picks up another. That is his 4th goal of the game. And I don't know if you spotted this, Greg, but one of the coaches over on the Tonawanda bench, I believe it was Arlen Jonathan, after that ball went into the back of the net, an immediate throwing the hands up like, what the heck? I just said don't leave him open in the middle, and he's left open in the middle.
100%, and you can't expect much of the goalies. These guys are way too good of shooters to leave guys open with their hands free.
These guys are sharp shooters like Christian Watts, as he's got his 4th. If the Arrows are able to seal the deal tonight, which it looks like they will, being that they're up by 10 at the moment, they will be up 3-1 in this championship series. And Greg, if Christian Watts can start to get hot now, if the Arrows can end up winning this whole thing, that'll be huge for Allegany as they head into the President's Cup.
Absolutely. I mean, you want all your players firing. Allegany's offense look like they really are coming together at the right time. And their defense, too, doing a good job pushing Grennan out to the side, not giving him room, but then out. Oh! And that seems to be the story of the night. They're so close, but just not able to put it together.
So close, but yet so far, as it was a great thought from Nathan Grennan, but just not enough time nor room for Kent Baker Printup to do much with it. As Allegany has the ball back, Lane Smith with a shot, arm save by Lazor, might have actually been off the left paw as he denied Smith on that attempt.
I'd really wish Jason was here to give us the shot totals, but unfortunately he was covering up at the NAMLA. Thank you to everybody that helped out up there.
One of the few things we're missing, but I'll tell you who's not missing. Waylon Abrams on that rip, as he's got his 1st goal of the game. And I'll tell you what, Greg, Tonawanda would love for number 25 to heat up here as Waylon Abrams scores from distance on that shot.
I would say they don't just want, they need Waylon Abrams to heat up here. If they don't, I don't think they can expect much. So Waylon trying to get him started. As you said, it's been pretty quiet for him.
1st goal of the game, 5th of the finals. Waylon Abrams, a very streaky shooter for Tonawanda when he's on. It's not at all surprising to get 3 or 4 out of him, as he'll let it go again here. Goa Abrams makes a save this time. His long pass forward will find Taylor for a moment, but it pops out of his stick and ends up with Gates Abrams.
Absolutely. In case anybody doesn't know, Waylon and Goa are brothers.
Pass into the middle, shot goes just wide. Rebound stopped by Goa Abrams. And that's a good point there, Greg, as you mentioned Waylon and Goa being brothers. Gates as well in the family tree, as it looks like we will have a penalty coming up here against Allegany. 17:21 now remaining in the third period. We'll see if we caught it. As I
think we did.
see Jimerson take out his man there. Did see the official's arm up before then, so wonder if there's maybe 2 going to go up on the board here against Jesse Jimerson. And I think that's what Gates Abrams is inquiring about right now, and it is going to be 2 penalties on the Arrows captain, Jesse Jimerson. And this is a big moment here, Greg. A 4-minute power play for the Tonawanda Braves, chance to get 2 goals and to get the deficit down to just 7.
Yeah, and putting 2 guys in the box too, so I don't know if he got a misconduct on. Oh no, so it is a 4-minute and a 2-minute minor.
So the initial penalty called against Christian Watts, and then it'll be a 4-minute, I believe, high stick call based on what I saw anyways, as Jimerson caught a Brave up high, knocked him into the crease, leading to the penalty. Zach Miller saw what he was up against there and decides better to just dump it into the corner and make Tonawanda go the full 200 feet.
Absolutely. So they just announced on the PA system, huge shout out Lynette, bench minor for Allegany on that one. So Watts is just serving.
Shot here goes wide. Waylon Abrams picks it up into the middle. Grennan scores! Abrams to Patterson, capped off by Nathan Grennan, as he's got his first goal of the game.
One of my favorite players to watch, and really has been very quiet up front. You kind of need that tenaciousness. Gets into the inside, and a beautiful play.
Grennan may have been a bit quiet on the score sheet by his standard. This just his 5th goal of the finals, but he does a ton of great work off ball that I know you and I both noticed right from the get-go with him joining Tonawanda. His feet just don't stop moving.
Absolutely not. And one of those guys that when his stick maybe isn't so hot, it's not as big of a loss. That's the problem with a lot of shooters. Sometimes, you know, when their stick gets cold, they're not always out there setting picks, getting loose balls. Definitely not something that's said about Grennan.
Grennan, as we mentioned, always moving out there and always contributing in some way, shape, or form, even if it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Quick shot on there, just misses wide, coming from Waylon Abrams. Now Patterson and Abrams trying to force a turnover here, but a penalty will be assessed. Darius Anderson will draw the call, and either Patterson or Waylon Abrams will be heading to the penalty box here, as now Allegany. Zach Miller rips it, but Lazor keeps it out. And with 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the Jesse Jimerson penalty, a penalty will be assessed here to Tonawanda. As there you'll see the shot go wide of the net. Anderson has the rebound. And you can see Patterson and Abrams chasing after him. And
penalty. Thank you very much.
Penalty will go to Tonawanda.
Out here. Love it.
As Allegany now 4-on-4. Jensen gonna bring it up and flip it for Owen Hill. Hill, yard sale. Xavier Taylor, the hash-slinging slasher, knocks that stick free to get the ball back for the Arrows. As Allegany's bench hyped up after that one. Now Kobe Whitcomb gonna go for a run here behind the net. Whitcomb gets pushed, Stays on his feet, passes it off. Watts spins, rips it low, saved by Lazor. Ball goes into the corner. Ninham will pick it up for Tonawanda and send a high arching pass forward for Braley Abrams. Abrams gonna flip it back for Grennan. Into the corner, Zach Terry. Looking to get into the middle. Passes it off to Gates, loses control. 2 arrows on him, forcing him up against the glass. But through the back, says our officials, and ball will stay here with Tonawanda. Quick shot on there, saved by Go Abrams. As the Toronto Rock netminder will look to outlet. Finds Fraser along the far boards, and he passes it away. Gates Abrams gets it back. Ball goes up out of play. Not sure what Fraser was doing on the far boards, just kind of chucked it. Had plenty of time on the 8 seconds to get up the floor, but decided he was better off just heaving and hoping. Didn't quite work out here. Waylon Abrams shot blocked in front. Second attempt misses wide from Terry, as Fraser will pick it up and go right through a man on the far side. Could be a 2-on-1 developing. Watts instead just misses wide. Ball goes over and back now into the stick of Anthony Patterson as the penalty has expired. Only 29 seconds remain in the Jimerson penalty. So a brief power play here for Tonawanda, but Allegany's got the ball. Here's Patrick Timothy. Timothy dragged down here. Do we have a penalty called? No. Patrick Timothy defended well there by the Braves, as I believe it was Owen Hill tracking back. Gates Abrams trying to find Waylon Abrams. Those two don't connect. Loose ball battle. Picked up here by Rudy George. George takes a slash, sends a long pass forward. That misses Jimerson. Picked up in the corner by Seneca. Seneca being hounded here by the Arrows captain Jesse Jimerson. Knocks the ball free. Seneca having some trouble with it here. Got to be careful as it's an 8-second violation. Right when Cam Seneca picked the ball back up. Ran out of time. And possession here awarded to Allegany with 13 minutes remaining in the third period of play. Darius Anderson has the ball for the Arrows. Bounced over to Amos Whitcomb. Whitcomb back for Kobe Whitcomb. His pass, errant. Off the boards. Kelvin Jonathan knocks his man to the floor but can't come up with a loose ball. Pass deflected. Now Kettle with it. Behind the back. Off the post.
Oh, man, that would have been gorgeous.
What an effort there from Nate Kettle. But he is denied by the post. Here he is again. Cross floor. Kobe Whitcomb misses wide on the low shot. Second attempt. Perfectly placed into the top corner for Kobe Whitcomb, as Allegany has added another, and we got some extracurriculars going on here. Kobe Whitcomb has been going at it with Belter all night. Belter looks like has lost his helmet over there as he's pushing and shoving with Xavier Taylor. Whitcomb being forced into the penalty box. He doesn't like it. Amos Whitcomb involved in the altercation as well. It was definitely Belter for Tonawanda. And then I could see Xavier Taylor and Amos Whitcomb involved as well, as everybody being separated and sent to their respective penalty boxes.
So you got Amos, Kobe, and Xavier going in for Allegany, and Zach going in for Tonawanda. A very smart play on Zach Belter's part, if that's how it ends up shaking out. Let's take a look at that goal.
Yeah, how about this goal? Didn't even get to talk about it right away. Look at this shot, as that's the initial miss. Right off the boards into his stick. Stings the top right corner. Man, that corner had a family, Kobe Whitcomb. Oh my goodness. What a shot.
And that starts everything. I missed what just happened there.
And now both benches tapping their sticks along the boards as our officials going through the procedure. Let's take a look. And I think just a funny exchange of words down on the floor prompted all the cheers. Maybe another penalty has been called, but
I bet you they're arguing over what's better when you get to the casino tonight. Do you want to sit down at the restaurant, or is it that Starbucks cafe, which is surprisingly good? Not always Starbucks. You get some like real cooked food there, which is amazing. Definitely not what I would expect, but I can understand why it gets so heated because all the food is quite delicious.
I've heard the buffet over there is quite good as well, Greg, as
Amos and Xavier taking a walk off.
And
Rudy.
And that's not what you want for Allegany, as you don't want Amos or Xavier Taylor possibly missing time with a suspension, whether for the rest of this season or next year.
On the scorekeeper so we can check out the shirt. Zoom way in on the scorekeeper, the one with the bikini shirt.
As now they are.
Check out those shirts. The Allegany Arrows fan club.
Get a bit of a look there as the Arrows have some of the most passionate fans here in the Can-Am Lacrosse League. Tonawanda, very passionate as well.
And really, I mean, they went from having no shirts last year to this year. Kebby has hooked us up with shirts. Now the team moms have shirts. Everybody seems to have a Allegany shirt on. A lot of yellow to be seen.
I was gonna say that we talk about the white out or a blackout. Is this a bright out tonight with all the
bright
yellow?
Out. I like it, the bright out.
As it's a bright out inside the Allegany Community Center, and this community has got a lot to celebrate and be happy about here after their team's performance tonight. 19-10 the score. Gates Abrams looking to add the 11th for Tonawanda, but Goa says no. Anderson having a tough time here. Just boots it over the halfway line, but it goes right into the stick of Brayley Abrams. We'll toss it over to Corey Becker and go for a change. 4-on-4 right now. Anthony Patterson with it. Patterson trying to get to the front. He does and scores. Anthony Patterson doing all he can at a bad game 3, responds with an excellent game 4 as he's got a hat trick. 3rd of the game, 6 now of the series, but Tonawanda still down by 8.
Everybody bought that pass.
That is a great fake there from Anthony Patterson. Had a cup of coffee in the NLL. Played 2 career games with the New York Riptide after being drafted in 2014 in the 5th round, 46th overall by the Rochester Nighthawks. After the 6-year gap, Patterson made it to the show.
These
got
two
up
are
for a
stuck
couple
together.
as Jensen and Kanciorek talking it out near center.
I believe it was a loose string on the glove that got hooked on the stick.
That'll do it. 11 minutes remaining here in this one. Been all Allegany, but Tonawanda, the best third period team in the league, looking to show why. Zach Terry takes that rip, but Go Abrams makes the save, gets the ball off the boards, and now a collision here will keep the ball with Tonawanda as Xavier Taylor will head into the penalty box. It was just a quick trip to the locker room for Xavier Taylor, as we'll get a look at the penalty, and pretty standard. Ball's nowhere near him, cross-check through the back, as that's, I think, one of the easiest calls of the night for our officials. And now we'll have a 4-on-3 power play here for 21 seconds. Then it'll be the standard 5-on-4 for Tonawanda. Owen Hill takes a shot, stopped by Go Abrams.
It's the best out of the 3, even though Buffalo Creek. I love the comments, and thanks Carmen Papa for joining in with Aunt Leslie over in the score box so we can put a name to the amazing shirt.
Carmen Papa former Brave, as he spent last season with Tonawanda, as that shot coming from Brennan is stopped, as here comes Darius Anderson. Anderson has Hill and Patterson chasing after him. Anderson keeps on trucking, but Lazor makes the save. Gates Abrams brings the ball up, flips it into the middle for Hill. Will pass it over to Whalen. Now Owen Hill. Skip pass. Gates. Patterson. Looking. Takes a shot blocked in front.
I believe that went off of Brave. I think that was Baker Credit soaked that one.
Either him or Jensen. Either way, that one on target. Right into the gut of Goa Abrams. And his pass picked off. Patterson has it down low. Patient with it, but misses on the pass. Right idea from Patterson not to force the shot, but just sends an errant pass that is taken away. Now Lane Smith takes a quick shot here that is stopped by Lazor.
Bench was yelling at him to shoot that one. They liked what he had.
Can't blame him with the hot stick that Lane Smith has had here tonight. A hat trick for him. Now up to 8 goals here in the finals as Grennan rips it low, but Goa Abrams makes the save. Grennan over to Gates. Gates takes a shot, stopped by Goa. Loose ball. Patterson reaches for it, but Goa puts his stick on top of it and says, "That's mine." And he'll send it forward. Fraser having trouble locating that one. Lost it in the lights as it went off of him, but no one near him, so able to pick it up and maintain control. Cluchier to Kettle. Back for Cluchier. Looking for Kobe Whitcomb on the far side, but a penalty will be assessed here to Tonawanda, and the frustration starting to come out for Anthony Patterson once again as he takes an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty and puts Tonawanda shorthanded. And Greg, Braves can't be taking any more penalties here if they want any prayer of coming back.
No, especially a mental penalty like that, because that's not you were playing too hard and you accidentally did something. That's just taking a mental penalty. And now really trailing by 8 goals with 8.5 minutes left. You can't like what that does to the team, but it could be a momentum boost if they can shut this down.
Lane Smith on the shot, stopped by Jake Lazor. That's a good point there, Greg. If Tonawanda can get a big kill here, that will do a lot for their momentum. But they might need more than just a kill. They might need a shorty here if they want any chance. Not going to do it like that, as Lazor had no options, forced to throw it the length of the floor. As it bounced out of play, the ball awarded to Allegany as Amos Whitcomb has it. Goes to Fraser, loses control but gets it back. Cluchier up top, switches here with Lane Smith. Over to Fraser, behind the back, save by Lazor.
And I noticed Belter has been playing pretty much lock on Cluchier since. So trying to stymie his offense a little bit here. They've been locking him onto him. Seems to be working pretty well.
Cluchier has been held to just 2 goals in this game, but Allegany will say that they don't care whatsoever because they got 19 as a team, and Cluchier gets his hat trick right on cue.
I was saying, yeah, no, a beautiful goal there, and yeah, Belter stays up top, tries to call out the slide. Notice nobody shuffles over.
And when you give Cluchier an opportunity like that right on the crease, he's going to make you pay 9 times out of 10. Fakes the initial shot, in and out so quick we could hardly even see it, as he's got his hat trick goal. Now 14 goals for Chris Cluchier.
An absolute ice
here
in his
in the
veins,
finals.
Never
Big
rushes
hit.
it. Always so patient with it. Gets the goalie to bite on something before he shoots. I don't know how he does it.
Talk about ice in his veins. Chris Cluchier always performs in the postseason. 3-time NLL champion and an NCAA national champion at North Carolina, as he had the golden goal. The shot heard round North Carolina as a late hit here from Owen Hill to Kyle Gonciorek. That was a late high hit from Owen Hill, and that was an uncalled for play from Hill, and I would not be surprised here if 5 minutes goes up on the board, as there was no need for that hit right to the head. Ball was going up the floor, and that is just the frustration on display here for Tonawanda. Some Allegany fans shouting to throw him out. And to be frank, I think they have a case, as it was just a high hit right to the head of Kyle Gonciorek behind the play, and just no need for it, as we don't want to show that, don't want to show the injury, but Gonciorek appears to be all right, and he's giving Hill a wave in the penalty box, as I'm sure Gonciorek says, this may hurt now, but the win will hurt you a lot more, as he is still having a chat with Owen Hill and the Tonawanda bench, and I don't blame him for being upset. That was a cheap shot, to say the least, and just something we need absolutely none of here in a game that is turned into a bit of a blowout.
Able to actually kill that penalty that I think just before Cluchier scored, and now they take a 5-minute penalty to kind of ensure we can get a power play goal here from Allegany. Maybe.
And if it wasn't over before, it is now. 6:35 left, down by 9. 5 minutes on the board for Owen Hill. I think that'll just about do it, but I just don't like anything about that sequence. Nothing good can come of it for either side, and that's what we need to get out of the game. Just my thoughts, as Cluchier had a shot there, lost control in the middle.
Seneca making a run. Oh, I thought it was going to hit him.
Lazor likes looking for those long passes, but has had some trouble hitting on him as of late. Chase Fraser gets the ball back. So Allegany has possession here with just over 6 minutes remaining in the third period of play. The Arrows up by 9, and they're looking for an exclamation mark here on this one, as Watts' shot goes wide. Ball will go the length of the floor, and possession awarded to Tonawanda.
And shout out 50 Cent at the concession stands.
Braves all sorts of discombobulated here, throw the ball away, goes over and back, and despite the scoreline here, Greg, there's obviously a multitude of things that cause a team to be down by 9 this late in the game, but I think the sloppy passing has really been one for Tonawanda here tonight.
Sloppy passing, and Allegany just doing a good job again, keeping their offense on the floor, getting this defense tired.
Watts goes to Cluchier, fakes a shot, now passes off. Watts with a rip, stopped by Lazor. Loose ball, who's gonna come away with it? Kettle had it for a moment. Belter with a big slash, but Allegany, much to the delight of their bench, able to keep possession. Cluchier over to Watts. Skip pass, doesn't connect. Miller has it off the boards. Cluchier bounces over to Watts. Behind the back, looking for Amos. Whitcomb can't hang on to it. Batted at and just knocked the length of the floor by Taylor Jensen. Smart play there by Jensen to not pick it up and get possession, knowing only 4 seconds in the shot clock. Just hit it down. I know there won't be any over and back, but there's no way Allegany's gonna get it and get a shot off with the ball that far away. Smart play by Jensen here with under 5 to go. Grennan matched up with Anderson. Grennan starts to drive, spins back, takes a shot, stopped by Abrams. Jesse Jimerson bringing the ball up the floor. Jimerson, no intent to force anything here. Waits for some old guys to come off the bench. Sees one he likes and tosses it to Cluchier now.
And really, the transition, though, Jimerson, George, you talk about those guys. It's been, oh, sorry.
Fraser on the quick stick goal gives Allegany their 21st, and that's a hat trick here for Chase Fraser as the Arrows lead by 10. See Lane Smith sees the passing lane right across the middle of the floor, and perfectly placed by Lane Smith to give Allegany their 21st goal of the game. And what a game this has been for the Allegany Arrows. Greg, the Arrows have had some big wins this season. Their most amount of goals Allegany has scored in a game all year. They scored 20 in 2 separate games, one against Onondaga, and actually both against Onondaga here at the community center as Patterson takes a shot, but this 21 goal output, the most for the Arrows in a game all season. And what a time for this 21 goal outburst.
100%, and you've been talking, I talked to a lot of the players down before and after the games, and they really were talking about the cohesion. The team really, they felt, was gelling great, the offense coming together at the right time, and it's exactly what you want if you want to make a President's Cup run. I mean, this series still isn't over, but Tonawanda has put them, oh, nice shot, Miller, better save Lazor. But they put themselves behind the 8 ball, I'll say.
That is definitely the case as Fraser fakes, takes a shot, now stopped by Lazor. Fraser gets it back. Cluchier with a rip, stopped by Lazor. The most goals Tonawanda has given up all season headed into tonight was 17 against Allegany. That was in their opening contest of the year. Game would end up being scored a forfeit for Allegany, or against Allegany, excuse me, but that's the most amount Tonawanda gave up in a game all season. That's not the case anymore. 21 getting by the Braves netminders here tonight. And
I wonder how many shots they have. We really need Jason. Shout out Jason Pregel.
this is where we really miss him, isn't it?
We do. We miss Jason every chance we get. He does it. Not sure how. I'm sitting here just running the stream, and somehow I can't manage to figure out how to keep track of shots.
Can do that and run the camera too, keep it all in shot. It's incredible. Greg and I can barely walk and chew gum as Amos Whitcomb cashes in another. The Arrows running it up here. That's his hat trick goal.
How many of those goals have we seen? Just that quick stick over to the back door.
Quite a few. Lane Smith, the man who dealt it out, has got a few. Assisted on one prior, as here you'll get another look at it. 22nd goal of the game for the Allegany Arrows. And
62 shots. 62 shots, 43. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you, Outdoor Rippers in the chat, as he was following along and counting for us even from home. Appreciate that, as my guesstimate would have been about 70 for Allegany, so I wasn't too far off, as they definitely are leading that category by a wide margin.
Oh,
as Terry snaps his stick on Christian Watts. Tough break there for Terry, and now a penalty
for hitting the stick,
for moving the equipment. And Zach Terry out to get the rest of his lumber, and
Amos Whitcomb must be pretty amazing at blackjack if he's better at blackjack than he is at lax. I'm just saying. He's a pretty good lacrosse player, so I can imagine he must be killing it at blackjack.
Vegas trip?
Yeah, if he's that good, I'll pay for us to get out there.
I was going to say, we got to bring him along then, if he's that good. Because I'll tell you, I certainly am not.
I don't even pretend to play.
Here's Waylon Abrams. Takes an outside shot there that goes high over the net. Darius Anderson picks it up,